Hi everyone. I'm just going to take a break from making videos of SimCity 4 for a little while, and I'm going to make another one of Cities in Motion 2 with my custom map, so I'm just going to show it off some more and talk about what's changed and just things about the map some more. I don't really plan on, I don't want to not be making SimCity 4 videos right now, but I am on my other computer and I don't have access to the one I usually use right now. So the screen resolution would be off for the one video or how many I make right now, so just want to keep that consistent. I won't be making another SimCity 4 video for a while due to that. But here's my custom map again, and lots changed since the last video. And not a lot on this side of the city, but here I've placed some more buildings, and a lot of the transportation infrastructure has changed as well. You can see that I have built, in addition to the outlying highways around the city, I put some new additions, a huge system of urban freeways as well, which is what I was kind of trying to avoid with my original design philosophy for the city. I'd been going for a kind of Vancouverism type of design where there wouldn't be any highways around the city or in it. And I kind of went against that, and I just thought I'd continue building them. Because a lot of real cities in North America at least have, or anywhere in the world, have freeways in them, so not saying it's such a great idea, but I'm gonna just build them anyway, so that's kind of cool to see, I guess. So I got a lot of different types. You see there's this new double-decker above this avenue, which you can see the problem with these is they don't have pillars underneath them. And I'm trying to hide any of those that are above an avenue by putting buildings nearby. Some new interchanges, of course, and this one is kind of hiding the lack of pillars by the putting against the sea wall. And yeah, so it ends out here, but of course I'm going to have to extend that some more. Placed a lot of buildings in these areas also on the south side of downtown, and this whole block, this whole area, the city's finished now. I just recently finished that. There's a few miscellaneous buildings out here that I still have to finish this area, of course. Yeah, so the highways going through the city like this one kind of, in a way, almost makes it obsolete. This that I had the original configuration with the business loop route goes through here. So I would think probably more traffic would use this freeway up to this point or there to get to downtown. So I don't know. I'm still gonna leave this here though, because this is my original design that I wanted. So I'll keep that, but this side has no freeway, so it might be better used, but I'll have to see how things work out with the actual traffic that the game produces. Also, in the city I've built some new street layouts. You can see this one goes into a tunnel. So I've built some street tunnels, multi-level streets, which are pretty cool, I think. I mean, I wanted to put that into my city, so I've got this one that goes below the main avenue, and it connects actually to this highway with this interchange. It only connects to the lower level, so that's going to connect to there, and it goes all the way to this freeway here. So that's kind of something I've been reading about online too, and cities such as Chicago have streets like this, double-decker, triple-decker even, I think. I guess the lower level is for through traffic, mainly. And maybe the pedestrians and the local traffic would be on the top, on the street level. Unfortunately, I'm not really sure, what this would be used for, because you've got the highway that takes traffic from there to there. And this stretch might not be used very much. So I'm gonna see what happens, I guess, and hopefully it will get some usage. Other than that, as I was doing before, I have placed all the buildings manually still. And if I'd used the building generator, they'd be all over these streets, but I'm going to try to go as long as I possibly can, stand to go, putting them manually, and then use the building generator for the rest of the city. So I can fill in the outlying areas. That's what I'll leave for that. Oh, the first car. Sports car. Driver, okay. So, yeah, and I, of course, use the landmarks DLCs that the game, you can buy for it, which would be bad if you don't have these. You need to buy them to use the map properly, but I'm not sure if it would just be missing them or if it would crash if you didn't have them, but I mean, I think it's pretty important because you have a pretty limited selection. I have a pretty limited selection to use in the map editor. It's hard to give it a nice skyline like this if you don't have some unique buildings, I guess. At least I think so, anyway. So it's just something you'll have to buy if you don't have it and you want to use the map. Like the gherkin over here fit perfectly with this street curve, so that was pretty cool how that worked out. So I also have a transit center that I built. This was going to be either a park or a transit center. I kind of combined them, placed a lot of trees and green space, statue and everything. So yeah, that's just a pre-made, dedicated, set-aside area of land where all the buses can have their own stops for each line, and they can all converge here because I want to put it as close to the central area of downtown as I possibly could. Of course, so they just all pull into these different one-way sections and exit through this area. And yeah, as far as the outlying areas go, I've wanted to put like a lot of farmland out here, maybe, but I'm not really sure how you'd build it. I think you would just probably go with the textures that look like farms or something, because there's no actual farms in this game, I guess, unlike the first one. So I'd have to kind of imitate it because I've seen people have them in their maps before. So I'm gonna see how you do that, I guess. And also an outlying area, there's this little town I put nearby. It's called Histwood, and it's supposed to be kind of a wilderness, very rural and swampy area, of course. And I've got this new highway which I just recently built. Is going to connect to probably this street here, because I did think this bridge would be really overused eventually. So I've given it a little small town, downtown area, and this road was just modeled after any kind of rural, regional road. There's plenty of them around where I live, so I just thought those kind of roads are pretty cool, and I'd like that in my city. Just a high speed and 2-lane going through wilderness areas or suburban areas. And it connects, of course, to the highway at both ends. And about my highways, I've tried to avoid as best as I can giving it weaving issues. So I've added a lot of left entrances and exits, of course, only with forming a new lane or giving it adequate acceleration lane space. I wouldn't otherwise have a left entrance like that, but yeah, so of course this kind of with the left exits and the left entrances, of course, considering it's right-hand drive in this game, but they're going to kind of reverse the hierarchy of passing lanes and everything, so that if someone's entering or exiting, it will be on the left side in that case. So of course people will be bothered by that sometimes in real highways due to trucks going, 60 miles an hour or whatever it may be, slower than the cars and being in the left lane, but I don't know, at the same time I think it's useful if you have, just, especially with double-decker highways, you want to keep your exits, see on the side where you have the most space. It kind of makes sense. Otherwise, other than that, I've got some problems, I guess, with weaving. If you don't know what that is, it's the shortened space where cars enter here and then this lane exits again, so the entrance and the exit are too close to one another, and that will cause traffic problems and congestion. But that's just something that real cities probably have if they have freeways in their city centers. So I tried to avoid it and make it as unproblematic as I could, but there's still some problems, especially on this stretch. There's only 2 lanes each direction for the most part, so this would definitely have a lot of traffic jams and that sort of thing eventually, once this area is built up and given enough time to run in the game. But, yeah, so I'm trying to, I don't know, just make my highways realistic in any way I can, give it merge space, acceleration lanes, and that sort of thing. So, yeah, so I tried to avoid the weaving here by making an overpass, which probably works out pretty well, I suppose. Let's see, besides that, not a lot has changed. Of course, it takes a long time to place all these buildings by hand. Well, at least the way I do it, I make sure I give it a lot of thought put into it. If something just doesn't look right to me, if one building is too tall out of the neighborhood or that block, or one tall building is in, I don't know, just some place that doesn't look aesthetically pleasing somehow, I'll just demolish them all, redo the whole row of buildings, or that sort of thing. Of course, I changed the elevations so all the doors are actually on the street level, otherwise they might be way off the ground, raised up, so that would not look right at all. This has a lot of hills. You can't really tell, but the hills are usually within the blocks, and it slopes upwards, so it takes quite a lot of time to make sure things are absolutely perfect with all these buildings. So anyway, I guess you could think of it like just modeling a city, making a model train set, something like that. Just give it a lot of effort and make sure it turns out just the way I want it. So it takes a long time, but I'll just have to keep at it. So that's what I plan to do. And hopefully it won't be too long before I'm able to finish these areas and generate the rest and release this map. So, yep, I guess that's about it. Not much has changed on this side of the city. And, well, I'll just continue building this, and hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching.